Hi. Sexual violent contacts is strictly prohibited. All violators will be banned. What I wanted to talk about was Texas. For many, many years, Texas was bragging about their electric grid and how cheap their electric grid is and all this and stuff. But the reason why all of us paid the extra taxes to our electric grids is because of weather and storms. We understood that there's storms, there's weather, there's weather damage, because when I created the system here on the Big Island, in the Big Island of Hawaii, in the 90s, I sat with the leaders and the world leaders and the government of the United States of America to design the Big Island of Hawaii's electric grid. And I made it 14 climates suitable. 14 climates suitable. And at that time, Texas was laughing at me back in the 90s. And I told them one day they're going to cry and I'm going to laugh because they're going to be knocking at my door. Because I'm also the one that invested and created the system of the electric grid that is what it is now, of what is running the whole United States of America. I am that main company. Why do you think the government does not give you a company name, does not give you the human being that created the company, and does not give you the history of the person that inspired the idea to create the electricity grid system? Now you know why. It's because in the 90s, the upgraded system and these contracts that was placed was done by me. And all of you guys already know, my history and my records are mandated because of these things. So I'm going to tell Texas, you laughed at me for years. Because what did you guys say, Texas? I'm a little girl. I don't know what I am doing. And you guys don't believe that this little girl is doing it right because this little girl only know how to spend money. For real. Texas said all I knew how to do was spend money. But then I was sitting there saying, as a little girl, how come I not buying one pony with my money? How come I never buy all the stuff that all these little kids would buy with their money? What I'm buying with my money and investing with my money is an electric grid that's not only for me, but for all the American people of the United States of America. Because the government too never give money. They want somebody else to give the money. I gave the money. I gave the whole system the money. The profits, everything. Why do you think I have main call to put a stop on the electricity system? Why do you think I can put a stop on the water system? Because I was the one that was fighting for it. I was the one that was encouraging for an electric grid and water grid and the green nuclear and green technology system. I am proving it to you right now that I always been the one that incited, created, and encouraged and pushed motivation for these type of grids and these type of systems to happen. Because I am the main investor. I am the one that owns all the banks in his whole world. Because his world is in debt to me. None of you guys can pay back the money I would put to create your electricity system. Do you guys have enough money to pay me back for the money that I placed as an investment in you guys' electric system grid, that I updated, I upgraded, and analyzed every detail of how the grid should perform. From every weather to every damage to every angle, I addressed it. Why do you think there's a flat rate? Because who's the only person you know that does flat rate? The government doesn't do it. The Republicans doesn't do it. I do. So now think twice on top of their contracts. Why there's option A, option B, and option C. Because when you choose option A on a flat rate electricity bill, you are voting with me. You are under my contract. You're under my jurisdiction. That's why they give you a flat rate. That's the reason why when it comes to electric grids, if you know, remember that time when they was talking about the electricity and blah, 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 they had to come to me? And we had that meeting right here on live.me with all of them. Well, now this is that phase. I told them no. There's no reason for Texas people for be going online and crying about how much money they got to pay. I told them the usage gonna go up because you use more electricity when you produce heat. And I used a lot of the northern communities at that time that was talking about their electric bill because of the cold. Yeah. Because they never have the minimum wage raise and blah, blah, blah. That's the reason why for those communities, I raised the minimum wage because and so they can have taxes, so they can pay higher taxes. That's the reason why they got the higher minimum wage. Yes. They got the $10 minimum wage. But guess what? When balance them out, that they got the same paycheck, their taxes went up. That's why when they was going to work for $7 an hour, they was taking home, let's say $400 to $500 a paycheck if they full time, to $200 to $300 part time, right? That's how much they was making, right, at that time. It's because the taxes was what? At 2%, 1%, 3%. So now the tax is going to be at what? Oh, thank you for sharing. What else going to be there? Think about it. I'm talking to the county now that has snow. You guys always have snow. New York, Kentucky, Illinois, Idaho, Utah, Washington. You know, I'm talking to you guys that usually always get snow. Why you guys' electric bill so high? Tell Texas why your electric bill so high, why we had to bring up your minimum wage, but your taxes went up, so you still went home with the same amount of money that you was having when you was getting $7 an hour. Tell them. Tell the rest of the world too. Tell them. Yes, your minimum wage go up, but so does your taxes. So does your taxes. Because it's called economy flex. Economy flex. So when you fight for minimum wage, your taxes go up. But if you fight to stop taxes, like if you are directly at the taxes, then do that. Why do you think when years ago here on the Big Island, I went attack the taxes? Our minimum wage went up, but our taxes didn't go up. You know, I can prove it. It's still 4 cents. It's supposed to be 5 cents, but I held it down at 4 cents and still gave the people the minimum wage raise. Because I told them, you shouldn't be lazy here in Hawaii then. You shouldn't cry, you shouldn't whine. You had the real example right here in front of your face. I was your example right here in front of your face. I'm not lazy. I work. I place my self-sacrifices where they belong. My self-sacrifices is very smart and very wise. I'm not being swindled. I'm not being conned. I'm doing my own self-sacrifices. I trust myself. Why do you think when I educate you and everybody else, it's more like an opinion, a suggestion? Because I want you free willingly taking this choice. I want you free willingly to move forward, not me forcing you to move forward. But I do not want a stubborn mule. I do not want a stubborn jackass. I do not want a stubborn donkey. I want a well-behaved horse. Well-behaved horse. Because a well-behaved horse will even protect you. Let's say the horse, you like go cross the river, but the horse sends something, you shouldn't go cross the river. The horse gonna be disobedient because the horse is well-behaved, not well-trained. That's manipulation. Well-maintained. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, so that's my example of what I am confronting with Texas right now. Because the federal government, because they do not pay taxes to us on their electric grid, and they're not connected to our electric grid. And that was how many cases, how many court cases do I have of articles and articles and articles of them proud that they're not part of the federal electric grid? So now be proud that you got to spend all that money because you're not part of the federal electric grid. So why should the federal pay for your electrical problem? You don't pay taxes to us. You don't pay me, the investor, the person that owned the electric grid money. You don't give me nothing. So why should I give you anything? I did my job description as the government. I sent FEMA. I sent the Red Cross. I made sure there was water companies. I made sure your communities were still running, at least. But if you got to live like a third world country, well, then go to your Republicans and all your state leaders and tell them, thank you. Thank you for having a fucked up plan of system. Not thinking about tomorrow. Not promising us tomorrow. Texas was only promising you today. And what ifs and what buts for tomorrow. What the hell is this thing on live.me? I love you. What contest is this? I love you. Well, anyways. So that's my point of view to Texas right now. Because right now they say going on the TV, blah, 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 crying about the electricity. No, the federal will not interfere or override or conflict or break the contract that you guys used against us. That contract that you used against the federal is the same contract the federal using against you. You like cry, Texas people? Go cry to the piece of paper. Go cry to all the cases that you denied that you want for join with the federal. And go cry to all your Republicans that when manipulate you. And that's why you living hard. And that's why the Republicans don't care about you. Because they get the money. They can go run away when the time get hot. That's the kind of leaders you guys like, Texas. When the time get hard, they run. And when the time get easy, they come back just for take credit. Huh? That's the kind of leaders you like. Only run away when hard. But when easy, soft, they just come back for the credit. I tried to do the head-to-head stuff. I'm having internet issues today for some odd reason. I was trying to do a multi-screen on this conversation too, because I wanted to conversate with somebody how I'm approaching this Texas thing, because a lot of people think I'm being mean, but they're not remembering we gave them this leniency in 2011. We gave Texas this leniency in 1990s when they had the winter storms. In 2011, when I was at the meeting, I made sure we gave them one blueprint. We gave them the letters of recommendation, and we gave them the whole grant and details of what we wanted them to do with the grant. And we said grant because we never say loan. We said grant because we was giving you guys the money on grant on our goodwill, meaning on our good faith that Texas was going to take the money and actually fix the grid and join up with the United States of America. But what did the Republicans do with it? What did the Republicans do with the grant money that's supposed to go to the electric grid to make it winter cold safe? That this doesn't ever happen. Now we're finding out that the government was hiding how much deaths they really had in Texas. Now they're actually telling the 80-year-old lady went die, this 46-year-old guy went die, and the worstest one is that 11-year-old boy. Because I do have understanding that when parents are, they're trying to be warm, blah blah, but they're thinking that my kid has blankets, they get warm clothes on, they get socks, they're gonna be warm, they're fine. And then, you know what I mean? And then they wake up like, oh, it's cold. And they check on the baby. They're like, oh my God, I understand. I know I got fucking scared. That I thought I was going to lose my baby because of hyperthermia, because of fucking cold. I was fucking scared. That's why I made, and I'm telling you right now, my baby and I was only in my room in the cold. And she was in her room in her cold. I promise you, for only 10 to 15 minutes. And my baby felt like she was leaving me already. And if that poor baby at 11 years old would spend the night like that all night, that's why the baby never wake up. The baby ain't go sleep because it was cold, try to stay warm. And the body gonna slow down to try to keep it, to live until somebody can come get them. It's called bees does it. Bees do it when they get cold, they freeze up. So does humans, but mostly children. Children mostly has that effect that bees go through. I think it's because their bodies are so small. Because even flies go through it. All kind of insects go through it. When they're really cold, they just freeze there. And then when you warm them up and go, they warm up and then they move away. But what I mean is, I understand. And that is the electric grid's fault. The 46-year-old man, the 80-year-old woman, they're using excuses that it could have been their sickness, blah, 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 and kill them. But the electric grid cannot run away from this 11-year-old boy. This family better sue that electric company because they get an electric bill coming their way too. They're going to have an electric bill and one funeral bill, and they got to say goodbye to their son and feel guilty that their kid was cold. While they should have had electricity. So the electric company cannot deny it is their fault why this kid no more. It is. Because where is the problem? In the system. Why you think I created the system here in the Big Island the way I did? Because when we had all the windstorm and all the trees and fall down, yeah? My insurance that I put on Hawaii is for that kind of storm, hurricane, tsunami, because of Hurricane Katrina. Or not Katrina, but Hurricane Lanai, or not Lanai, but is in Hawaii. Siri, what was that big hurricane that hit Hawaii?
I found this on the web.
No. Siri, what is the names of the worst?
Here's what I found.
Siri, what is the name of the worst hurricane storm that Honolulu had?
I found this on the web.
God dang it. It's a Hawaiian word. How come you guys don't say it? Iniki. Iniki. I-N-I-K-I. But how we spell it? E-E-N-E-E-K-E-E. Iniki. Hurricane Iniki was really, really bad. And it was 1992. Okay? Now doesn't this kind of follow my timeline? 93. Okay. So from 92, we had to do the electric grid in 93. And from 1990 to 95, we was dealing with it. So you see how it leads up. So 92, we addressed it. 93, we had it done, signed, and sealed. They only do it on the year we started. We started in 1992. We finished the contract in 93. Finished the grid here in 95. You see how it follows me? In 95. And then 97, I did the adjustments because Texas would come at me saying that the way I'm doing the grids, they don't like join with me. They don't like sign with me. I offer them to 49 states. Only 48 states joined. And Texas did not join. The first person that would join me was New York. New York was the first state that joined my electric grid back in 1992 because we had to do the fixing of our electric grid because of Hurricane Iniki. So when Hurricane Iniki did that to our electric grid, you see how it follows my timeline? Gave me the opportunity to invest in the electric companies, to invest in the engineering, because a storm ruined it. You see how I'm doing it again? I always follow God. I always follow God. You see how God leaded me and guided me to Texas. Always guided me back to Texas. Because God is telling me these people are going to suffer if they continue to follow these corrupted non-leaders of Republicans. And that's why I always returned. And why you notice, I always return. And I'm always the one saving you. As if I do not give this announcement out loud, none of the men that's under me and under the men that's under me, they're not going to move until they get their orders. And that's why we have the rule in the dark state, in the deep web, dark web, whatever you guys call it. That's why we have the rule. We have to let you know ahead of time. So when I let you know ahead of time, they catch the signs, they catch the instructions, and they move. And when they move, you guys don't know that they're moving because nobody hangs out with me. Nobody with me. So you never know when the shadow really moves. Because the shadow is what's working now. The light is so fucked up that now it's the darkness fixing. You guys fucked up in the light. Again, as demons, as devils, as monsters, as boogeymans, fixing your world again. Since the 90s. As devils, as demons, as monsters, as boogeymans, we saving you. But we always gonna be called the fallen angels. That's fine. You want to call us the fallen angels? That's fine. But you see now why? You need us devils, us demons, us monsters, us boogeymans of the spiritual world. Because look at the people around you. They're the ones doing the crimes. They're the ones doing wrong. We only discipline them and correct them, and you get scared. Because you're always going to be scared of the discipliner. You're always going to be scared of the executioner. Because in the back of your mind, if you ever fuck up, you know you're going to get the iron rod. And you know you're going to get the iron rod coming at you hard. And you cannot dodge them. You cannot block them. Because the iron rod is one of those kind of bullets that's dead set on its target. No matter where you run, no matter where you go, that iron rod will find you. So, that's why I'm saying right now, why you think I needed all Kanani's concubines? You think I could have done this if Kanani was in front of my face all the time? You think I would have had the opportunities to talk to the leaders the way I did, learn from the leaders the way I did if I was all goo goo gaga? If I was all love sick and love blind? Come on. That's the reason why only the head leaders knew I was pretending to be in love with Kanani Abadella. I was using Kanani Abadella as a shield so the other men wouldn't attack me when Kanani wasn't around. When Kanani wasn't around, I would use them. I would use him against them. But when they wasn't around and Kanani was, I'll use, oh, you belong to somebody else, you patrol to somebody else, you cannot touch me. Because I never had the contracts yet of a Queen Spades yet. So I was manipulating both sides of the men because men back then was a lot more sick. Because in their mind is, you and girl, and if I want what I want, I can get them whenever I like. That's how they used to think. With or without your permission. Because back then, nobody respected what rape was. You can say you raped me and no one gave a shit. You could go to school and tell everybody that you got raped and no one gave a shit. I had a girl came up to me and told me she was raped by her uncle. That's why she was trying to hang herself in the bathroom. She was trying to hang herself in the YK bathroom because they used to have straps, yeah, and stuff. And she was trying to hang herself in the YK bathroom because her uncle or somebody would rape her. And she came to the school to tell the teachers, because that's what they was telling us girls. If you ever get hurt or da-da-da, go to your teachers or go to an adult you trust. She went to every adult she trusted and no one believed her. No one. Because this man was very respected in the public, really respected in the community. So no one believed that this man raped his own niece because he was respected in the community. So because I was already on black sheep and I was already hated by everybody in the community anyway, I went home with that girl. And the uncle did. The uncle was so brave, he even came after me. For real. He came at me. And that is one of them that I promise you will learn his lesson. Me and her when get some major cojones. I guess, well, she got her cojones after me. But me and her when get our cojones at the perfect time. And we went fucking clown that fucker. She went up, I went down, boom, tackle that fucker down. We ain't fucking grabbing by his feet. This shoe, like I'm grabbing by his feet. His shoes came off. Grab his legs. She grabbed his arms. We fucking pick him up. We swinging him, okay? And we fucking throw him on the fucking road. We throw him on the road while one fucking truck coming, bro. The fucking guy when things smart, he ain't fucking tuck and roll. Keep going off the fucking road. He stay on top of his legs, on his knees, looking at me and her. Okay, looking at me and her. You fucking two evil bitches. Try to fucking kill me. For real. Now he's yelling to the community. They get two evil girls trying to murder him. Trying to throw him under the car, murder him. Then she got scared. That's when her cojones ran away and she ran in the house and she was telling everybody she don't know me. I don't know her. So right there, I stand in front of all the cops and I told them straight. I take full fucking responsibility because this fucker right here was trying to fucking rape me, so I kick him in front of the fucking car. So again, so that's another reason why I had to go to a meeting and I had to go to another conference, and I got orders, and then I had to go to a mission that I was half dying. Then I had to meet up with Kanani after fucking half dying fucking shit and explain to him what the fucking happened because I went on my own. I never take him with me because why take him with me or take anybody of my team with me on my punishment? Because that's something I chose to do. For real. The reason why I took it as my full responsibility was because wasn't it my choice to walk her home? Wasn't it my choice knowing that gonna happen? She just told me. She just told me the situation. She just told me how this guy is. And she told me before that this guy has, advanced on her friends before too, because he does that to get rid of her friends. So she had no friends and stuff like that. So after that, she actually opened up because I'm yelling on top of my lungs that this motherfucker tried to rape me. That's why I'm pushing him in front of the fucking car and I wanted him to get ran over because you cannot tell me. And for real, I use their own words against them. You cannot tell me that the willingly is wrong. He was willingly. That the cop turned to me and said he was willingly to jump in front of the car. And I said, yep. He went free willingly. He never say no. He never yelled no. He never tell us stop. He never say he never like it. So he went free willingly. Those are the exact same words every man used against a female in the 90s and in the 80s and in the 70s when the women actually came out about rape. Every man said that, oh, she was free willingly. You cannot rape the free willing. So I said he was free willing to go in front of the car. And I use that same voice. He never tell me no. He never tell me he never like. He never tell me stop. To me, that's permission. Bruh, the cops, even when I'm standing in front of a judge, even they was confused. Because everything I was saying is exactly what these men say about rape. Because I said, he tried to rape me. His comeback, because he was so used to saying it over and over and over again, you cannot rape the women. He wrote that in his statement. So when I said it out loud, oh, he never tell me he never liked. He never say no. He never tell me stop. That to me is permission. They would read his letter saying that the right he would confront me in a sexual way like that is because I was free willingly. I never tell him no, and I never tell him stop. And I told him, then why was he almost killed then? If I never tell him no and I never tell him stop, then why is he blaming me for throwing him in front of the car? Because apparently somebody throwing you in front of the car no like have sex with you because she's not lying down and spreading her legs. She threw you in front of a car for die. Apparently. So the judge closed the case. No justice. Had no justice. He wasn't convicted. He wasn't verdict, nothing. Closed case. They didn't want to deal with it. They didn't know how to deal with it. So I ruined that man's reputation. I ruined him. When he came to the school, I would act fucking scared. Scared. For real, I act scared. Like he's on rapist and you gotta be scared. Because I seen how my cousins act when they saw they rapists. I saw how my friends act when they saw they rapists. So I know actually how to look like when you see your rapist. Bruh, I would act fucking scared. I was hiding in the corner of White Care and I was holding the pole and I was like this. And the teachers was talking to me and I was like, no, he's over there and I don't want to go over there. I don't want to go over there. I don't want to go over there. No, for real. And I was acting like I was having a panic attack, everything. And I was going, I want to go home. I want my mommy. I want to go home. Like, for real, I was going off, bro. He lost his reputation in fucking days after that. Days. Because the police report was just fresh. The court was just fresh. And now I'm fucking throwing one tantrum, crying my ass off, yelling on top of my lungs, I want my mommy, I want to go home, I'm scared. And I'm fucking full on crocodile tears, bro. Crocodile tears. Because when they said, you know what, baby, you live right down the hill. Yeah, just walk home, go home. No worry, we will sign you out. Just walk home, go home, go home. We'll call your mom guys to make sure you're at home. Go home, walk home. Bruh, right when I reached the hill, I was pow cry already. I was like, skip-a-doo-dah. For real. That I'm the first house that I was by. The auntie go, hi, baby. I said, hi, auntie. And she go, you like brownies, baby? I said, yeah, I like brownies. And I go over there. And then the auntie go, you like the special brownies today or you like the regular kind brownies? I said, I always take the special brownies. And she always gave me special brownies because she said She told me, every time I give you special brownies, you way nicer, and we get better day. Everybody get better day. So I said, okay. And then keep going. And then had another auntie across the street of the circle, right across the street. When old lady white hair, she come across, she go, baby, you okay? And I said, no, auntie, I'm not okay. I don't feel safe. And she go, baby, you don't feel safe. I said, no, I don't feel safe. She go inside the house. I promise to God, all the gang leaders was already down in Lokahi Circle. And I was like, oh shit. For real, we had a meeting right outside in a parking lot in Lokahi Circle, and all the men was trying to figure out what the fuck to do with me and that fucking guy. Because it got fucking huge. Because now get people that want that guy in jail, because now they're afraid because his niece when finally come out, and two of the niece's friends when finally come out, and yeah, there was about 7 girls, 7 of us, saying that he advanced to us that way. 7 of us stood strong. Bruh, he was the first person in Hawaii to be convicted on rapists. Convicted on rapists, but not enforced punishment. What they did was they went put him in the records as a rapist. Meaning they never put him down as a pedophile. Because remember, we was all kids. They would put him down that he would rape one older woman. That was one lie. We was minors. But the state never nobody know that they was pedophiles. So they put him as a rape to an older woman. Because there was an older woman he in rape, and then put him under her. And she even get her commencing. But he never get no enforcement punishment. Meaning that he got no jail time. He didn't get he didn't get probation, nothing. All they told him was, we're going to register you as a rapist. We're going to take away your license of whatever he was, a doctor or whatever. And they took that all away. And that's it. That's it. That's all they did. And believe me, I was fucking mad. I was sitting in the car, pissed. I was telling my adopted father, my master, why he not in jail? Why he not in jail? Why he not on death row? Why he never died? Why? But because he had some role and he was respected in the government. The government went pull some ties and strings for him, like what they did for Donald Trump. Why do you think I'm so stern on what I'm doing now? Because they're just repeating what they did in the 90s. They're just repeating what they did in the 90s. And that's what is sad.